Hi! Today I thought I would start a video on my laser hair removal journey. So I've just received the laser in the post, got it from Amazon. It is the Braun Silk Expert Pro 5 IPL hair removal system. I got it on Amazon. I believe it was £275 on Amazon when I got it. So I thought I would do a quick unboxing. I have had a sneak peek already. So it comes in this nice like canvas bag. So there is the user manual, which I definitely will be reading. Usually with these I'm like, whatever, but I definitely will be reading that because I believe you can do yourself some harm with these. So all comes stacked in like that. So that is the laser. So it's quite big. I used to have an epilator, and it's like obviously bigger than that. My epilator was probably that size, so a bit more like handheld, whereas this feels a bit more chunky. So actually that's the main, like the wide head for your legs and like bigger areas. You can use this on your armpits, your face, your bikini area, anywhere that's small. It also comes with just a Gillette Venus razor. I actually already have this one, but that's because you've got to shave all the hair off before you laser it. And that's everything that's in the case, which is quite good. I quite like this pack. So annoyingly, the weather's been, well, not annoyingly, it's been lovely, but the weather's been really, really nice in the UK over the past 3 days. So I've been out sunbathing. And then this arrived and I was hoping to get straight stuck in with the hair removal, but you can't do it when you've either just been tanning or just about to tan. You've got to wait, I believe it's a week, but I need to research that and double check. So I'm going to have to wait a week, annoyingly, before I can get started. Another thing that I got, which I have tried, is this little, it's like a little facial razor. I can't remember what it was described as. Oh, hair removal shaver. Got it off Amazon. It was £15 and it just has one battery in and it's like the size and shape of a lipstick but a bit heavier. And then it's got a razor, so you twist it and it just sort of vibrates. You can't really see it, and you just, obviously on no makeup, just go over your moustache. It makes it feel a little bit, not like stubble, but it's not completely smooth. Usually I used to wax and thread, and that obviously makes it like there's no hair at all, but it would give me horrendous spots. I did this 3 days ago and I've had no spots whatsoever. So far it's growing back the exact same as it was. So I've got light blonde hair anyway. All of my body hair's light blonde on my face and my arms. Legs and bikini line are like dark brown. So they'll work better with the laser. But for my face, I'm going to try lasering it, but I don't know if it's going to work. And in the meantime, I thought I would give this a go, and so far really enjoying it. So that was £15 from Amazon. So yeah, I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Well, a week's time, hopefully. I'm literally counting down the days until I can do my first laser hair removal, and I will do like a first impressions video of how I'm getting on with it. Today is the day for my first laser hair removal session. I did a patch test 2 days ago. Nothing has happened. I've had no adverse reactions or anything, so I thought I would do my very first session today. So I have my kit, where is it? Here. I have my laptop here so that I can keep entertained whilst I do this, because I have a feeling it's going to take a very long time. I will show you how it works, I guess. And I've got the larger head on. There's also a smaller head, which is this one, but I'm going to just be using that one on bikini area, which obviously I'm not going to show you, and the bigger one on legs, and probably, yeah, that'll be fine for armpits. Press and hold the button. You got to look away whilst you're doing it, so that's why I'm looking in the distance. Ow. Oh, that's a sore bit. Whew. Right, that's that first bit there. Feels kind of hot to the touch, so it feels like a little needle that someone's like poking onto you. it's actually getting a lot less painful. On the front of my shin it was really sore, but I'm getting towards like the side of my leg now and it's a lot better, so maybe I'm just a wimp in that area. Another thing is, I feel like I need some like goggles, because you're supposed to look away, but how are you supposed to look away when it's like part of you? I don't understand that, and I keep finding myself like accidentally looking at it, and I really don't want it to be, you know, like killing my eyes. It is so hard to look away. For God's sakes. Oh, postman. That wasn't too bad. That was actually quite quick and easy and painless. Now I'm going to do the bikini area, so I will see you after that. I'll maybe tell you how it went, but you're definitely not watching. So yeah, bye! And I'm done. First impressions were that was really quick, unbelievable. That only took like 20 minutes. I had my Netflix show on and I think I am 23 minutes through it, compared to epilation, which takes like an hour, partly because I'm like bracing myself for the pain. That was honestly a breeze, an absolute breeze. So I did all of my leg, did armpits, and I did bikini, and even the bikini wasn't that bad at all. As I say, I'm used to using the epilator, which is agony, and I would never even consider going near my bikini line with that. But occasionally it's like you saw, I was a bit like, oh, and then have to like tense myself for the next bit. But the worst bits were like the very front of my shins. Obviously the bikini area was fairly sensitive, but you would expect that anyway. Do you know what it feels like? It feels a little bit like plucking hairs out. So if you're doing an area that size, then it's only one pinprick. So it's not like with epilation, it's literally plucking out every single hair that you've got in that area. This is one pane of a pluck per area that size. Yeah, just so much quicker, easier, better. There's also an app which I've downloaded. It's the app that goes with it, which helps to track all of your treatments. So I've put it in that I've done my treatments today, I've put in the areas, and then next week, so you're supposed to do it once a week, next week it will then prompt me, oh, it's treatment day, so then I can do it again, which is good because my brain is all over the place and I'm so bad at remembering things. Other things are, I'm going to try to stay out the sun. Annoyingly, it is going to be really beautiful weather next week, and ideally I wouldn't have started a laser hair removal journey in the summer months, but hey ho. I'm going to Australia in December, moving to Australia in December, so there's no better time really. I'd rather be doing it in an English summer and have good hairless, hopefully, legs and underarms and everything else in Australia than either have to do it in Australia or have to be like shaving all the time in Australia. So yeah, I think this might be the best way for it. It's really strange, the conflicting advice. So I've just gone with sort of what I think is best. So don't take advice from me. But this just says to, so this is the manual. It just says to wear factor 15 after you've used it, which seems ridiculously low. I always wear factor 50 anyway. So I'll be definitely wearing sun cream when I'm going out in the sun, but other places, when I've researched it online, a lot of places have said not to go into the sun for either 4 weeks or 2 weeks or 1 week after treatment. And obviously if you're doing it every week, then that just means like don't go in the sun for that treatment time. So it's a bit of a pain, but as I say, I'm not going on holiday or anything. I'm just in the UK, so I've ordered another long jumpsuit. I've got a couple of like long floaty jumpsuits and dresses and things. So I'm just gonna wear those. And if I do go out in the sun, which will be rare, I'll put a lot of sun cream on and just make sure that I'm covered. So yeah, all in all, very impressed, and obviously I'll keep updating you as we go. Hello, so I'm 5 weeks past when I first started doing the IPL treatment, so I thought I would come in with a bit of a review. So this is my legs, a week after shaving and a week after my last, so I've had 4 IPL treatments and then I'm due another one tomorrow, so I've not shaved. And
I don't know. Yeah, you can see that pretty well. There's like only the odd tiny hair. I'm seriously impressed. There's a couple of like slightly longer ones, but yeah, so that's after 4 weeks. My knees, it's a little bit longer. My underarms have worked a little bit slower than I was expecting. I think I thought that the hair would be slightly thinner. So it's a little bit slower, but still some progress. This is again a week after shaving, and 4 treatments.
Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. We are now 7 weeks later, which has just flown by. It's crazy. And I thought I would just drop back in, give you a bit of a update and answer a few questions that I know a few people have sent me whenever I've mentioned it, and then I popped it on Instagram saying, does anyone have any questions? So I'll do a bit of a Q&A at the end of this after I've given a bit of an update on how it's gone. So I've done 7 treatments now. Yesterday was my 7th, and I'm so impressed. I'm completely sold. So I'm still doing it every Friday. So I've done my legs, underarms and bikini area. I've not done my arms or upper lip or anywhere else in my body yet. Well, I've done my toes. My top lip I'm definitely going to start doing when it's winter, but whilst it's sunny out and I'm definitely getting a tan on my face, I'm avoiding it. So I can only comment obviously on what I've done, and what I'm planning on doing in the future, because there are a couple of other bits that I'm looking to do in winter. So my legs are amazing, if I say so myself. I shave my legs just before I do the laser hair removal, so once a week, and that is all I need to do on my legs. In between there's a tiny bit of really fine, thin and light coloured hair. So naturally, I mean, you can see the state of my roots because it's lockdown. So that's like my natural hair colour, and it's, you will have seen in some of the before clips, it's quite dark normally, and there's just like a really thin, fine, light coloured hair on the bottoms of my legs. Tops of my legs is about the same, and then when you get in more towards like the bikini area, like the very tops of your thighs, that's a little bit darker, as you would probably expect, because that's what that hair's like naturally. But for the most part, shaving them once a week, and like to touch really smooth. If you were to really look at them, they're not like perfect, but usually, so that's after a week, and it's the same as what it used to be for me after a day or two's shaving. So I'm really impressed with my legs, really impressed. I think I'll probably only need, I'm going to go until 12 sessions. So they say that you should do between 4 and 12 sessions to see like the immediate or like the initial impact. And then after that is the maintenance treatments, which are once every month or once every 2 months, depending on your needs. So I said from the beginning, I may as well do it between 4 and 12 weeks. There's no reason to stop really. So I will keep on doing it until I've done 12. So I'm on number 7, which means I'm kind of halfway through, and already I think by 12 I will never have to shave my legs again, as long as I'm keeping up the maintenance thing. So really impressed with my legs. The next areas are underarms and bikini, which are going in a similar sort of way. I think the hair's sort of similar anyway. So it's thicker than my leg hair and a bit darker. So I think for that reason, and I don't know if it's also because it's more sensitive, I don't know if it's sort of user error where I'm not covering the areas properly. I noticed that about myself in the like last couple of weeks when I've been checking, and for them I'm having to shave sort of twice a week, which is still an improvement from what I was doing before, and it's definitely lighter, but it's a bit more patchy. And they did say that on my legs it's not so patchy. There's strips of hair down the shin, because the head is quite wide, it doesn't, you've got to cover, so it has 2 blue lights and you've got to cover both lights before it will sort of fire up. So on your thigh, you've got to turn it on its side, and I think it's harder to get round the curve. So I've been really aware of that, and so yesterday when I did it, I was really careful to go sort of there and then only a few millimetres along, whereas before I think I was doing sort of there and then stamping there and missing a line. and I'm just trying to bear the pain a bit better. And pain wise I'll get onto that, but it's not too bad, it's just it makes you jump a little bit. So with my underarms and bikini, they're a bit more patchy, and again I don't know if that's user error or it does say, because it depends on your growth phase, and it does say that it will be a bit patchy. So I reckon, I'm hoping by the 12th treatment it will be like completely gone, and I can see some areas where it's gone. One thing that I've started to do in the last couple of weeks, which I'm hoping will make a difference, is, so it comes with the normal size head, then it comes with a smaller precision head, which is supposed to be for the smaller areas or the more delicate areas. I've just started to use this one on everything, and whereas before, this might not make sense until you've got it, but you can glide it or you can just like stamp. So you can keep like stamp it, press, it goes, do it in the next area, press, it goes, or you can glide it down, hold it, and then it goes like pew, 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 as you go down. But I think doing that on your underarms might mean that you miss areas, and not like your bikini areas, obviously a little bit complicated. So I do definitely stamp on my bikini area and make sure, but when I did it yesterday, made sure even more that I was going over every area and paying attention to what areas I'd done. And underarms, again, the stamping method works, doing it sort of down that way and then on the sides and like twisting it to the sides to get like around, if that makes sense. And that works fine. I can get that flat in every area. You've just got to be a bit more careful. One of the questions that I got was on the pain. Is it painful? A lot of people hear that it's painful. It's not too painful, so it gets better, you get more used to it. There's a few things that I've noticed that make it more painful or less, or like areas that are more painful. So for me personally, I've changed around my treatment areas. So I used to do legs first and then bikini and then underarms, because that just, it felt like I was going from bottom to top. But as it heats up, I mean, the whole thing gets quite warm and the head gets quite warm, and I find when it's warmer it hurts more, and it's the same when it's a hotter day as well, then it tends to hurt a bit more. So in order of pain, it would be bikini area, because obviously you've got some areas that are really sensitive. So bikini area, then underarms, and then legs. And on my legs it's the shins and the front of my, like the tops of my thighs. And obviously the very tops of my thighs, like the leg bikini area, like hybrid area. So I tend to do those first. So I'll do bikini area first, underarms next, and then I'll move on to my legs. Make sure that I start with my shins. So that's definitely a little bit of advice, sort of prioritise the areas that hurt the most and do that when the device is colder. In terms of the pain, like I said before, so you've got, the head is that big and it is one like pinch of pain per thing like that. And if you imagine it's like someone poking you with a hot pin, or maybe like plucking one hair per area like that. So it's not bad at all. So another question was, can you use it on your bikini line? As I said, I have done. I feel funny about going into too much detail, so I'm not going to. If you know me, or to be fair, even if you don't, message me and I am happy to talk about it, but to actually say it out loud and put it on the internet just makes me feel a bit icky. It's fine. The only areas that you can't do, they say, is the areas that are darker skin tone. So obviously you've got some areas there that have got darker pigment, because that might like damage or burn the skin. So that's the only thing to bear in mind. It depends on your personal anatomy and things, but for me, works fine. You do have to sort of contort your body in strange ways, but that's the same as shaving as well. So yeah, you can do it, and for me the results are slower than on my legs, but I think that's just because it's thicker hair. Question of how often do I do it? So I touched on this before, but it's once a week for 4 to 12 weeks, so I'll do it for 12 weeks. So once a week, and thereafter once every month. And each session takes me around half an hour. I really don't mind it, actually. It's not a bad part of my routine at all. And it's only once a week, so now that I'm back at work, because I started this when I was on furlough. So now that I'm back at work, I might move the treatment day to a Sunday so that I can do it Sunday evening. That's usually when I've got a bit more time, but for the moment we're not socialising anyway, so Friday night is fine. So the next question, well, there's two, but I'm going to put them two in one. So it is, do you have to treat the skin with anything before and after, and do you get any irritation? So I'll go for both together. So before, you just thoroughly shave and then make sure that you're fully dry, don't use any moisturisers or anything, then just go straight in with the IPL. And then after that, if you've got any, it can make your skin a little bit red. I've not really had the redness, but I've heard that other people have. But if it makes your skin red, then you can just use a like aloe vera cooling gel, or if it's hurting, or they say that if you have like sustained, it can, like the pain can like last a little bit longer. Doesn't on me at all. It's literally just a like pinprick and then it just stops hurting immediately. So I just use this Garnier, it's an aloe vera hydrating moisturiser, and I just slather my body in this afterwards, and it just, I would do that anyway after shaving my legs. The next question was, why did I choose the brand that I bought? So this one is a bit of a cop-out of an answer. I'm really impatient and really bad at doing thorough research. There's a few YouTubers who I follow who have been talking about it repeatedly for a few years. So after checking the reviews, the one that I got is the Braun Silk Expert Pro 5. I've heard of Braun. I know that they do various different hair removal devices. My epilator was Braun. I trust them as a hair removal company. I knew that they would have a decent sort of returns policy or warranty and things like that. Checked the Amazon reviews and they were all tip top. Everyone had said really good things about them. Checked the bad Amazon reviews and there weren't that many. So I just thought I would give it a go. They also had a decent offer on Amazon at the time. I think they might still have it, but it was supposedly £650 down to £270. And I'm really happy with it. Absolutely no issues with it whatsoever. The next questions were really hard. So, do I think it saves me time? Do I think it saves me money? Does it save me time? Yes, because I shave once a week and then do this 30-minute session, whereas if I was shaving 2-3 times a week, I feel like each time you shave it's like 15 minutes. I've never timed it. And it's the thing that this has changed the most for me. Obviously it's summer at the moment. I've not gone to go out, put a dress on and gone, oh no, I need to take all this off, go in the shower, or like, you know, that horrible just before you go out, you go, oh my god, the state of my legs, I'm not happy. And then you've got to like go and do that weird horrible dry shave, or like stand in the shower whilst you've still got makeup on, and just, yeah, there's none of that. They're just always ready. Even if there's a tiny bit of fuzz, nobody can see it unless they're like here, which not many people are, especially with social distancing. That's the thing that has changed for me the most, is not having to think ahead. So has it saved me time? Yes. Also, once I've done the initial 12 weeks, then it's just once a month. Can you imagine only doing hair removal once a month? Isn't that just the most like magical thought? And has it saved me money? So far, no. So that's £270. The razor head is what, like a couple of quid per one, and then that lasts you a few weeks. I think it wouldn't save me any money, and I don't go get any waxes or anything. I've always just shaved. So it's probably not saving money, but it's the convenience. Yeah, it's just amazing. So the last question was essentially, do you recommend? And the answer is yes, 100%. I will recommend. I've already recommended this to many of my friends. I think 2 friends have already bought it on my recommendation. I will keep raving about this. But yeah, I think it's fantastic if you've got the money. Ideally, obviously you would be doing this in winter, but as I've said previously earlier in the video, I'm moving to Australia in January. So I'm doing it now and it's working amazingly. So yeah, I really hope this was helpful. If you want to send me any more questions, I'm more than happy to give more information or whatever, but I hope this answered most of your questions, and yeah, happy IPLing.